This is WDXI AM and W279AZ FM Jackson. That's WDXI 1310 and Kool 103.7. This is Blue Suede Forever. Coming to you live from the Dixie Café inside the old country store, the Casey Jones Village, home of the Farmer's Perk Coffee, which is a locally owned coffee company. Quit sending all that money to Seattle. Get some coffee out here. And do that with us every day, Monday through Friday, and come see us in the Dixie Café. Do the buffet on one side, come over here. You can get grab a sausage and biscuit or some cheesy eggs and bacon or whatever, however much you want, and spend the day with us here at Blue Suede Forever. Buddy Pavey is going to be with us a little bit later in this hour. We're at the top of the hour, it's 8 o'clock, and our temp is 64 degrees in Jackson, going to a high today in the 70s after yesterday's 80s, cooling down tomorrow in the 50s, and we'll pick up some chances of rain today in the transition. And back to chance of rain during the weekend, I'd say. But we're off to a start. This is the first full day of spring. Spring started yesterday morning, and glad to be in the transition of the seasons here. Dr. David Burke is with us, and he has a special guest. Who have you got with you today, Doctor?
We've got one of our cast members from Little Women. We've got Noah Leake here.
Noah Leake is with us, and we'll be talking to Noah in just a moment. We want to talk to Dr. David Burke. What's coming up at Union this week is, and it's on stage, Union is going to present the musical of the American novel Little Women, and it will be March 23rd through the 20th. What will be the performance times now?
It starts at 7:30 every night. That's Thursday through Tuesday, and then there's a Sunday matinee at 2:30.
2:30. So Sunday at 2:30, and then 7:30 each evening. It's just going to be an extended production. According to Dr. Burks, this play is set in the Civil War. It's a play about hope, the obstacles that tried to deflate it, and then how it's rekindled. And it brings an element of faith as we rekindle our hope through belief. So what's the story here? Let me pull this up.
All right, good deal. Thank you.
Yeah,
it was interesting for me to kind of discover this play a little bit. It had a run on Broadway. It did quite successful. It had a successful run, and then they took it out on the road. So it's kind of now playing in a lot of regional theaters and universities.
Okay.
So it's kind of making that run.
How long has it been out?
It's not that old.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly what years it was running on Broadway.
How did you find it?
What happened is I have a son who graduated from Union, and he is working in the theater down in Houston.
Okay.
And he got involved in a production of it. So he called me and told me that it was a really good show.
So it touched him.
Good. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then we actually got to go see him last July.
Okay.
Doing the show, and as it turned out, there were actually two of Union alum in the play.
Okay.
And the woman
is
played
that
the
right?
mother.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had graduated in the 80s.
Okay. So got to see some former folks out there.
That's right.
So catch up time.
It was a great show. We loved it. Had a good time with it, and so I thought, that was sort of the kicker that said, just let's do it.
So you wanted to do it and bring it here. What do you hope people will sense or see in this play?
Well, I really. In digging into the play a little bit, I found that it's a very interesting play. It's about a young girl, mostly Jo, who is the second daughter, and she has this pursuit of a dream to become a writer, and so she's writing these kind of what she calls blood and gut stories, that are just full of horror and sword fighting and killing and
this is set
during the Civil War.
Okay,
right, and so she has a hard time selling them,
okay.
But eventually, what happens in the play through some tragic events that happen in her life, she re-examines everything, and that's when she starts writing about her own family. And once she starts doing that, it's like she lets the dream, the one dream, die, and she wakes up to a new dream.
Okay.
And the new dream is what is really what her calling is.
Okay.
And so
what's the length of this play?
It runs, I would say, probably with intermission about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So
2.5 hours with us. Mr. Leake is with us. Kim, what is your role in this now?
I play Lori, which I'm the quote unquote fifth sibling.
Okay.
So that's a pretty interesting role that I get to have, and I get to have a lot of fun with that. I really get to kind of counter off of Jo a lot, who's the main character, and it's actually a ton of fun to kind of mess with everybody.
And we're talking this in these somber tones and everything, but this is a musical, right?
It's a musical, and it is a musical comedy.
Okay.
So there's a tremendous amount of comedy in there, but it does have the pathos, I think.
So it makes something. I didn't want people, that we're doing a funeral dirge over what is really a fun production here. But
they'll have a blast, especially with the character Laurie that that Noah plays,
All right.
because
Yeah.
he becomes kind of the brother that they never had.
Okay. All right.
And
So Noah, what attracted you to the role then? I mean, had you done musicals before?
I had done one
Okay.
musical before. I was in Greece when I was in high school.
Okay.
But other than that, no. I will say there's a very funny story about how I got involved.
Okay.
Well, my girlfriend is also in it. She plays Amy.
Okay.
And they were looking for more guys. And I was having dinner with my girlfriend that night. And Professor Burke walks over, says, "Hey,
Burke's on a mission out here, right? Okay.
hey, do you sing?" I was like, no.
No.
My girlfriend says yes.
Okay.
And so he said, "All right, see you at auditions next day."
Okay. So you
And
went
that's
out
how it
there-
happened.
All right. So you went in there with some prodding then. Are you doing theater at school or
I do it for mostly fun.
fun? Okay. So it's not a career thing. for
right.
you.
I'm actually an accounting major.
Okay. What
So-
what got you on him? Other than
Well,
he was breathing and was with a cast member.
I had never met Noah. So
So you're this kind of blind recruiting.
right. Well, I was in the cafeteria at Union, and I happened to see a couple sitting there, and they used to be employed at Union years
Okay.
ago, and so I knew both husband and wife, and they happened to be Noah's grandparents.
Parents. Okay. Okay.
So I just said hello to them.
So
and
it's
then
all in the family.
Right, and Ashley, who was playing Amy, was sitting next to Noah, and I said, "Oh, there's Ashley." So we're talking, and just
Okay.
one thing led to another, and
Okay.
I strong-armed him a little bit.
Okay. So got it done. So here.
But he's a great singer, so we're really excited to have him in the play.
All right, so-
It's amazing how things work out. The first day that we had auditions, we needed 4 men in the play,
Okay.
and we had 2.
Okay.
And so we had one more day of
So Noah
auditions.
fit into that breathing male.
That's right.
Okay. Stand still.
That's right.
Okay. We'll start from there. Okay.
It becomes a problem sometimes at Union. You would think, because the women outnumber the men
Men.
almost 2 to 1.
Is that right? I didn't
Right.
realize that. Well,
It's more than that.
Is that right?
More
So
than that.
oh, yeah.
So
the student recruiters are out there right now saying, "Hey, come to Union. Here's another reason to be at Union."
if
right?
you're a guy, this is a great place.
This is a great place. Hey, you can get into plays. You don't even have to sing, right?
Well, fortunately, he can sing.
You sing. All right. Don't have to sing being a
He
musical.
used to be a music major when he first came to
All
Union,
right, so you do that. Dr. David Burke is with us, and Noah Leake. Noah's one of the cast members of the Union University presentation of the musical adapted from Little Women that'll be presented starting this week, starting Thursday evening, right?
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
Thursday is 7:30, all the way Thursday through Tuesday, with a Sunday matinee at 2:30. But 7:30, the evening performances at 7:30, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Monday and Tuesday next week. And this will be at the
WD Powell Theater, which is right next door to the chapel. Most
Okay,
people know
there
about
at
it,
Union
so
University.
they can, and really for us, we now have tickets online, so it's really the best way for them to get in is to buy tickets online.
okay.
And they can go to uu.edu/theater.
Theater,
and it'll
okay,
take you
and
right
get
to
the
a
tickets.
link. Pay for the
Tickets.
tickets, and then we'll have
Okay.
them on file for them.
Okay, all right. Well, this appeals to you as a very serious play in one sense, but it's a fun musical.
It's a very fun musical, and I don't want to take away from that. It's very entertaining. I mean, because think about it. I mean, it's 4 sibling girls living
Okay.
in a house together. Their father's gone to war,
Okay.
and so it's just all 5 women.
Women.
The mother holding together these 4. I mean, you got to have some antics in there. So,
Okay, so there it is, and then right in the middle of them is Noah Leake.
Noah Leake, he comes is the man that lives across the street is a crouchety old man who thinks the March girls are evil.
Okay.
And so his parents have passed away, and he comes to live with his grandfather.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you're
yeah.
living across the street.
Yes, I'm living across the street, and my grandfather goes over after Joe takes one of his trees
She
for
chops
Christmas.
down a Christmas tree in his yard.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I walk over, and he's chewing her out, and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Okay. So this is a musical with a point.
Right, it is.
Very
Yeah,
much.
yes,
Musical with a
right,
point.
right.
All right, sophisticated play. The classic American novel Little Women adapted to a musical by Alan, who was that?
Nee.
Yeah, and Alan Nee. Okay, did this work, and so it's been Broadway. It's been Broadway.
It's been Broadway.
Broadway.
I would say it had a 9-month run on
okay.
Broadway.
And Dr. Burke saw this being performed in Texas with some of his former students and
Right,
stuff, right?
exactly right,
And
so.
as well as family members, and has brought this to Union University. Starts Thursday evening, 7:30, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then back Monday, Tuesday at 7:30, and then the Sunday afternoon matinee at 2:30. uu.edu/theater.
Right.
To get tickets there.
Right, and there's a number. number too they can call too,
Okay.
and we've got 2 numbers. One goes right to my office at 661-5287.
Okay.
Or they can call the box office at 661-5105.
Okay, 5105
Right.
or 5287.
Right,
661.
and that you could also buy them at Union Station if you wanted
Okay,
to stop
right,
by.
right,
And
okay.
they're for sale at Union Station.
It's good to meet you, and
meet you.
continue best. This man is an accounting major, so this is going to be this starring role here. Yeah.
Well, this happens a lot at Union, which we're really excited about it. I
Okay.
mean, we couldn't do theater if it weren't for people outside the major.
The major.
So-
Okay, they're doing this, and so good luck to you.
Thank you.
How far along in school are you now?
I am actually a sophomore right
Sophomore,
now,
okay.
so I got a bit to go.
Oh yeah, so Dr. Burke got you lined up for a couple more gigs here.
Maybe so. That'd be awesome. So-
You know, you stepped into this one too early, Noah. You know,
Like I feel a little bit of strong arming coming on in the future as well.
start to say, that's what you get for having dinner in the cafeteria with people that he knows. Or, Doctor, it's good to see you.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate it
Steve.
so very
Appreciate
much.
it so much.
Continued best to you. Buddy Patey is coming up with us, and we're going to do some music from Gil Scott-Heron and some other things. Before we get there, we'll do some other things as we move through the morning. This is Blue Suede Forever coming to you at WDXI 1310 Kool 103.7 as making our way through this day.